Yeah? Who is it?
Alfie Banks. I work for George Merrick, the man who built this hotel.
Well, la-dee-da. I don't know ya. And as far as I'm concerned, I got no business with ya. So kindly scram out, would ya?
Christ, Jimmy, could you maybe try looking any more obvious? So all I gotta do is knock and tell him I'm there for Fatty's party. Great. Thanks for the heads up. I'll see you upstairs.
Yeah? Who is it?
I'm here for Fatty's party.
Why didn't you say so? Come on in.
Say, would you happen to know where I can find this Fatty character?
Mr. Walsh rarely mingles with his guests. The only way you can see him is if you're a VIP.
A VIP, huh? Well, thanks for the information.
Well, well, who do we have here?
I'm Alfred Banks. You must be Fatty.
Now, let's not start things off on the wrong foot. It's Mr. Walsh. Until I say otherwise, savvy? Who are you working for, anyway?
George Merrick.
Oh, a real estate jobby, huh? Let me guess. The big cheese sent you along to do some gumshoeing and find me because he's heard we're taking over his little pet project. Am I right? Thought so. Come on over here. Let's have a little talk. Now, you may look like a bit of a chump, but you don't strike me as one. I'm gonna level with you. I know who you are. You've been helping out this little project for quite some time, haven't you?
I have, yes, for all the good that's done me.
Before you go running back to Merrick and sing like a stoolie, let me make you a proposal. What say you leave that real estate baloney behind and come work for me?
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, did I not make it highbrow enough for you? I'm offering you an opportunity to leave behind your current employer and find more lucrative prospects with my organization. I could use a guy like you, a guy I know can get things done.
Why on earth would I want to join the mob?
Well, let's face it, the hurricane was the last nail in the coffin for the real estate market. The bubbles burst. You ain't got no future in that business and you know it. Besides, I'm trying to help the people. There's a serious desire for alcohol in this country, and I'm providing it at reasonable prices. Wouldn't you rather be involved with a noble cause instead of swindling people by selling the worthless land? Come on, what do you say?
I can't. I'm sorry. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a tempting offer, but I just don't think I'm suited for it.
Uh-huh. Just take a little time to think things over. If you change your mind, come back and see me. I'll be here.
Join the mob? Really, just who does he think I am? But then... Working for George hasn't really gotten that bad, has it? Sure, I didn't get to be mayor, but there's always the next term, right? Although, Walsh has a point. Maybe the real estate business down here has become corrupt. If I'd done as much in New York as I had here, I'd be Merrick's boss by now. Okay, so I'll go in and just let him know there's a speakeasy on the 13th floor. He has to give me some kind of promotion for risking my safety.
Hey, Banks.
What is it, Wilson?
Just thought you should know that Ms. Rogers is on the warpath. She's been complaining you haven't cleaned out your inbox in months. And you know how she is about tidiness.
Oh, right. Yes, I've been meaning to get around to that. Thanks for the warning.
Banks, would you please clean out your inbox? It's overflowing with mail.
I'm sorry, Ms. Rogers. I'll get around to it soon. For future reference, you can just go ahead and throw out any letters or telegrams I get from that sender.
Oh, well, it's none of my beeswax, but isn't the sender your brother?
You're absolutely correct, Ms. Rogers. It is none of your beeswax.
Well, would you look at what the cat dragged in?
Alfie, you're back. I was just having a talk with Mayor Dammers about this whole situation.
I said if anyone can smoke out the undesirables in my fair city, it's Alfie Banks. After all, you've been doing a great job running around for us dealing with undesirables for the past 5 years. Speaking of, I'm going to need your help for a few things I need done, if old Georgie will let me borrow you.
We'll see, Doc. I have a few things I need him for myself. So, did you find anything?
You were right. I found a speakeasy operating out of the 13th floor. It's run by a gangster named Fatty Walsh.
I see. This is troubling.
Shouldn't be anything we can't handle.
You're right. Thank you, Alfie. Well done.
Is that it?
For now, yes.
We have to talk about this for a little while, but come back later. I've got a few things for you to do.
Yes, as do I.
Sure, I'll come back.
Is it just me, or did the kid seem a bit off just then?
Truth be told, he's been acting different for quite some time now, ever since we launched the streetcars.
This business can really get to some people, you know that?
Yes, but Banks always seemed more headstrong. Maybe it will pass.
I've decided to take you up on your offer. I'm through being an errand boy for those ungrateful grifters.
Excellent. I knew you'd see reason. You won't regret this, I can guarantee it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, kid. You're gonna be doing a lot of running around for me, too. But the difference is here, we take care of our own.
So, what am I meant to be doing exactly? I'm not going to have to kill anyone, am I?
Relax, kid. It's not all murder and mayhem with us. Only when people step out of line. Now, it just so happens I've got a need for someone of your particular skill set. There's a bakery downtown called The Road. Seems kinda hinky. I'm pretty sure they're running a speakeasy behind my back. There's one thing I dislike. It's conflict. I want you to go down there and check it out. If you find that my suspicions are on point, sweet talk them into giving it up. All you gotta do is use words, not bullets. That ease your concern?
I suppose so. Okay, I'll do what I can. Oh, and thank you for the employment opportunity, Mr. Walsh.
Don't mention it.
Hello, dear. Welcome to the Road Bakery. Let me know if there's anything that strikes your fancy.
Pardon me.
What can I do for you, dearie?
Have you been open long? I've been living here for 5 years and I've never noticed this place before.
Oh, we've been around for quite some time. We're just in a different location. This place used to be a bar, you see. When they outlawed alcohol, we moved in on account of it being such a prime piece of real estate.
I don't doubt it was. That's my line of work, actually. Or, I guess it used to be anyway.
How nice, dear.
Did the hurricane cause you much damage?
Thankfully, no, not too much. My husband was able to make repairs and get us open again. But there was quite a scene just a few blocks from here. Boats all along Biscayne Boulevard.
That must have been something. I'm glad your business was spared.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Can I ask you a silly question?
Of course, dear. You should know there's no such thing as a silly question. Let me guess. You want to know my cookie recipe?
Not quite, ma'am. You're really gonna laugh when I tell you. I came here because I was asked to see if there was a speakeasy operating here.
A speakeasy? Here? Oh.
I know, I told you you'd laugh.
Oh, who on earth would think this was a speakeasy?
Oh, I'm sure nobody you've heard of, just my boss. His name's Tom Walsh, but they call him Fatty. Maybe that's why he was so interested in a bakery.
Oh, you naughty thing. You've given me quite a laugh. I think you deserve a reward. Come over to the side door here and I'll give you a bag of freshly baked cookies on the house. You can take them back to your boss and let him know that's all we've got here.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am.
Think nothing of it. Well, just give me one moment.
What the?
So Fatty sent you to move in on our operation, did he? Well, he's not gonna take over here if I've got anything to say about it. Now, I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister out of my bakery before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2... Oh, whoa!
Back already? What did you find?
You were right. There's definitely something going on in that place.
And did you manage to set things straight?
I couldn't very well do much with a Tommy gun being waved in my face. I just barely made it out of there in one piece.
Disappointing. I was hoping it wouldn't come down to that. Well, you did what you could. It ain't gonna be your concern anymore. In fact, I got something else for you. There's some local businesses in town that ain't paid up for their hooch. I need you to go put the screws on them.
Are you sure I'm the right person for this job? My specialty is persuasion, not intimidation.
Well, of course I know that. That's why you're gonna smooth talk 'em out of their dough. If that don't work, I got a backup plan. Butch here is gonna keep you company in case you meet any trouble.
How you doing?
I guess that'll do.
So make your way over to the Alhambra drugstore, the Gables Administration Building, and Beauregard's Diner.
Did you say Beauregard's Diner?
Yeah, used to be the Gables Diner, but some upstart kid bought it a few months back and hasn't honored the previous contract. Now enough with the yap. Go do what you gotta do.
Just a minute. Oh, hello. It's Banks, isn't it?
Yes, how do you do?
Fine, fine. I'm Herbert Freedy, by the way. Please, come in. Have a seat. How may I be of service today?
Butch, could you see about getting this guy out of the office for a few minutes? I need to have a look around.
Sure thing. Hey, Rughead, let's step outside for a minute.
I beg your pardon?
I need to talk to you in private. Outside. Now.
Yes. Yes, of course. Not a problem. Let's just step outside the door here.
We need to have a talk, Mr. Freedy.
What about, Mr. Banks?
You enjoy your job, Mr. Freedy?
I would say so, yes.
Been working for Mr. Merrick long?
Well, about 3 years now, yes. Why'd you ask?
I'm just a bit interested in how you got such a high-ranking position in such a short amount of time.
I'm not sure what you're implying, young man, but I can assure you my credentials are what got me here, nothing else.
That's good to know. We're here on behalf of Fatty Walsh. Do you know him?
Fatty Walsh? Oh, God. Oh, God. Listen, please, listen to me. I'm in a difficult position right now. I've tried to stop drinking, believe me. It's put me in terrible debt, just terrible. I thought I could just stop cold turkey, but I'm too weak. Please, I'm begging you, tell Mr. Walsh I'll get him his money soon, but I can't go on like this. I just can't.
Now, Mr. Freedy, I think we can all come out of this winners if you just listen to me.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Freedy, you seem like a smart man. You don't want to get hurt, I don't want you to get hurt. So I suggest you cooperate with us.
Now, wait a minute. Who said anything about getting hurt? We don't need to make a mountain out of a molehill. Just tell me what it is you want.
Fatty Walsh doesn't like being stiffed. We're here to collect in blood.
What? Surely you're joking. I'm just a little behind on my liquor payments. Fatty wouldn't go to such extreme measures, would he?
Obviously, you don't know Mr. Walsh. I've seen him clobber a guy just for looking at him the wrong way.
I had no idea. Mr. Walsh always seemed perfectly reasonable.
Mr. Freedy, I'm afraid you leave me no choice. If you don't pay Mr. Walsh his money, you're gonna end up at the bottom of Biscayne Bay wearing cement shoes.
You wouldn't dare! I'm too important in this community to be murdered in cold blood!
So what's it gonna be, Freedy?
Fine. Tell Mr. Walsh he'll get his money by the end of the day. I hope you're proud of yourself, Banks. You certainly have a bright future ahead of you as a common thug.
Compliment accepted, Mr. Freedy. I'm afraid we've got to get going.
Fine. You can see yourselves out.
Welcome to the Alhambra drugstore, young man. How may I help you?
How are you doing today, sir?
Fine. Thank you for asking.
This is quite the drugstore you have here.
Well, we try and provide the best service to the customers.
Do you have many?
Yes, we have a fair few.
So, business is good? Making a decent living?
Yes, I would say so. Are you perhaps thinking of a career in pharmaceuticals?
Nope, just asking. I'm looking for the owner of this drugstore.
Was there something in particular you needed?
I have an important business matter to discuss.
I see. Would you like me to pass a message along to him?
Yes, please. Tell him it's in regards to a debt owed to Mr. Walsh.
Yes, of course. I'll be sure to tell him as soon as he comes in.
Any idea when that'll be? We don't mind waiting.
Hard to say, really. It might be later this afternoon or tomorrow. He has a few other stores, though. Maybe you could go check there?
Maybe we will. Butch,
Yeah?
think it's worth the trouble of trying to smoke this guy out from his other stores?
Your call. I'm not too sure what he even looks like. Although I have a feeling he might just have run out the back exit.
Horse feathers! Go get the car and try heading him off. I'll get after him on foot.
You sure about that?
He's an old man. How much trouble could it be to catch up to him? Now let's quit wasting time and get after him. So, you've been getting a little extra booze on the side from Freedy. I'm sure that would really interest Fatty.
What? How did you...
Was that really necessary?
Fine. Tell Fatty I'll get him his money. Now, get out of here and don't come back.
Welcome to Beauregard's Diner, sir. Will you be wanting a booth or counter service?
Neither, actually. I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
Sure. I guess that'd be okay.
I'd like to speak to the owner. Is he in?
He's in the back, but he's really busy.
I'm sure he is, but it's rather urgent that I speak to him.
Like I said, he's busy.
Tell him his brother Alfie needs to talk to him. Now.
Well, this just got interesting.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'll go get him.
What's this about?
Good to see you too, Bo.
Oh, don't give me that baloney. How many times have I seen you in the past 4 years? 2? 3? I know you're a fancy real estate big shot now, but you could at least have the common courtesy to keep in touch with your own brother.
Yes, I know. I've been a real chump lately, and I'm sorry. But I need you to listen to me for a minute. There's some serious matters we need to discuss.
Fine, I'm listening.
When did you buy this place?
6 months ago. I assume you'd have gotten one of the several messages I left you about it?
I must have gotten them mixed up with some other documents. Did the hurricane cause you any problems?
Oh, please. Now of all times is when you decide to show some concern? I know you didn't come here just to talk about that. So what's this really about?
Are you familiar with someone who goes by the name Fatty Walsh?
Walsh? I think I got a note from someone named Walsh shortly after I bought the diner.
Did you read it?
No, I started to, but it seemed like some nonsense intended for the previous owner, so I got rid of it. Why? Who is Fatty Walsh?
Shut your trap for once, Bo, and listen to me. Fatty Walsh is not a guy you want to mess with. He runs a bootleg alcohol operation from the Biltmore, and he had a deal with the previous owner. Now, I care about you, and I don't want to see you get hurt, so...
Oh, now you care about me. That's a laugh. And how do you even know about this?
Because he sent me to collect the money. But I can tell him you'll get it to him.
What? You're working for the mob now?
Bo, calm down. I need you to listen.
No, you listen! I don't hear from you in years, and now you just show up out of the blue with some 2-bit thug and try and strong-arm me to giving money to someone I've never even heard of?
Hey now, there's no need for name-calling.
You tell your boss there's no deal. I'm not interested in any illegal activities.
Bo, wait!
I have been waiting, Alfie. Didn't you hear me earlier? I'm through with this. Just do me one favor, would you? Level with me. Why have you been avoiding me all this time?
Because it kills me to see you succeed.
What?
All your life, you've just sat around being babied. Well, I've had to bust my hump to take care of you and Mother since Father died. Then all of a sudden, you decide to ride my coattails and come down here?
I thought you'd be proud of me for showing some initiative.
You came down here, lazed around, spending Mother's money for a few years, then bought a diner. Am I meant to be impressed? You've had everything handed to you on a silver platter. Do you even know half of what I've done? I should be mayor of this city.
What's happened to you, Alfie?
Nothing's happened. I'm just finally telling you the truth. You asked for it, after all.
You're right. I did. Now get out of my diner.
That was heartwarming.
Oh, shut it. I have to say, that went smoother than I'd expected. You're not a bad partner, Butch.
Thanks. You ain't so bad yourself.
Alfie, there you are. Thank goodness I found you. Maybe you can help me understand what's going on. I've just spoken with Mr. Freedy at the administration office, and he told me that you and another man had harassed him. Why on earth would he say such a thing?
Because we had to convince him to pay for the alcohol he's been getting from Fatty Walsh.
You... what? Do you mean to say you're working for that gangster?
Yes, I am. As of today, actually.
But why? What would make you do something so drastic?
Drastic? Hardly. I'm just doing what feels right. You've never appreciated anything I've done.
Now, Alfie, you know that isn't true.
I looked up to you, George. The day you hired me on the Coral Gables project was one of the best I can remember. I did everything I could to help it succeed, bent over backwards to get where we are today. And how do you repay me? By making that 2-bit snake oil salesman Dammers mayor instead of me.
Alfie, listen.
No, I'm through listening. I'm through running around like a chicken with its head cut off, and I'm through with you. When I came down here, my goal was to succeed like my father. Well, I can tell you right now, I've not only succeeded, I've surpassed anything he ever did, and I intend to surpass even the great George Merrick. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to report back to a boss who actually appreciates my hard work and doesn't just string me along like some floozy.
You have yourself a nice day, sir.
So, how'd it go?
The drugstore owner and Freedy will have your money by tonight. The Gables Diner deal's off.
Off? What do you mean off?
The new owner's not interested in continuing the previous arrangement.
A teetotaler running a diner. Go figure. Well, at least you got the other two to pay. Nice job, kid. I gotta confess, I had my doubts for a while, but you've done good. Welcome to our little family, Banks. You're gonna fit in just fine.
So this is the place? Looks like kind of a dump. You'd think the biggest rum runner in Cuba would be operating out of somewhere more refined.
Things work differently down here. Not everybody is as flashy as Fatty Walsh.
What was our guy's name again?
Jesus, Banks, I ain't your personal secretary. It's Manny Morales we're looking for. Try to keep it in your head this time, would you? Now enough jawing. Let's find this guy, make the deal, and get out of here. This whole island always gets me riled up.
Butch, let's talk a minute.
What is it?
You okay? You seem a bit more on edge than usual.
I told you, Havana and I got some history that ain't so great.
Care to elaborate?
Not particularly. Look, I'll be fine. Once we finish, I'll just pop another sedative for the flight home and everything will be swell.
You mentioned you got sedatives? Could I have one?
Do I look like some kind of dope peddler to you?
No, I just thought having one might come in handy.
Planning on slipping someone a Mickey, are you? Okay, I'm not gonna judge. Knock yourself out.
That isn't quite my plan, but thanks. You know anything else about this Morales guy?
I've heard the boss mention him a couple of times, but aside from what I already told you, nothing.
Do you think he knows we're coming?
Guess we'll find out, won't we?
Why does everything we do have to be so opaque?
Because if you go shouting your business from the rooftops, there's a good chance you'll wind up getting clipped.
Let's get back to it. Pardon me, miss.
What do you need, darling?
May I ask what it is you're waiting for out here?
Clients?
Clients? What's your business exactly?
Oh, you Yankees are so cute.
She's a streetwalker, kid. Surprised you couldn't tell from a mile away.
Oh, I see.
You got any plans for tonight?
Afraid so, miss.
Too bad.
Anything you can tell me about Havana?
It's the city where I grew up. You want a tour, you came to the wrong place. But if you want a good time that you can't get back in your country, you came to the right bar.
Do you happen to know Manny Morales?
Who is asking?
I don't think you need to know those details, young lady. Suffice to say, we're here on business from Miami.
I see. I didn't think you looked like a regular tourist. You're here to make a deal on the rum, aren't you?
How did you...
You and your friend talk very loudly. Mr. Morales' office is behind the side door inside the bar, but he won't just let you in. He's very paranoid. You must give a password if you're going to get inside.
And do you know this password?
I might even be able to tell you what it is, for the right price.
Name it.
There is a man inside the bar. His name is Umberto. You'll recognize him by his stylish dress sense. He procured my services last week and still has not paid. Get my money from him, and I'll tell you the password.
Thank you for your time.
See you later, handsome.
Mind if I join you for a moment?
Not at all. Please, have a seat.
The name's Alfie Banks, by the way.
Humberto Suarez. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Banks.
You seem like a man with taste. You in here regularly?
I am, yes. I find this place is an excellent spot to unwind. Aside from that, we get many tourists like yourself in here, which gives me the chance to practice my English.
Can you tell me anything about Manny Morales?
I see him in here regularly, but I've rarely spoken with him. People of that sort are not the type I wish to associate with. I'm sure you understand.
I had a little chat with the girl outside. She says you owe her some money.
I'm sure I have no idea what you are talking about.
Is that so?
Mr. Banks, if you wish to come in here and join me for drinks, that is one thing. But to blatantly insult my honor by implying that I would hire that floozy?
Relax, it was just a question. I meant no harm by it. Listen, I feel bad about what I said earlier. Can I make it up to you by getting you a drink?
I won't say no to that. What are we drinking?
Some whiskey, perhaps.
An interesting choice. Arturo, try me those whiskeys. Thank you, Mr. Banks. That was quite enjoyable. If you'd like to have some more, I will not say no.
Butch, let's talk a minute.
What is it?
Could you deal with Umberto? He's not very cooperative.
Sorry, kid, but this ain't the USA. I'm not much for starting international incidents just for the hell of it. I'm not getting my hands dirty here unless I absolutely have to.
Butch, I need you to help me out with a distraction.
What do you need me to do?
Get Umberto's attention while I'm sitting at the table. I'll give you the signal when I'm ready.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Let's get back to it. Mind if I join you for a moment?
Not at all. Please, have a seat.
How about we have another drink?
Excellent. What are we drinking?
Some whiskey, perhaps.
An interesting choice. Arturo, try me those whiskeys.
Excuse me, do you speak-o the English? I want el drinko, pronto.
Really? Such rudeness. Thank you, Mr. Banks. That was quite enjoyable. If you'd like to have some more, I will not say no.
This is what Umberto was carrying. I hope it's enough to settle his debt.
It will have to do. If you want to get in to see Morales, just knock on the door and tell whoever opens the slot that Rosalinda sent you.
Got it. Thank you. Rosalinda sent me.
Well, this don't look so good.
What the hell happened here?
Looks like our friend got himself a bad case of lead poisoning.
He doesn't look like he's been dead very long, but I didn't hear any shots.
Something ain't right here. This has setup written all over it.
I'll have a look around, see if I can find anything that might tell us more. So Morales at least knew Fatty existed. Maybe he was expecting us. Someone beat us to the punch, it seems. These windows are the only other possible way out of here, and they're both locked. So Morales was meeting with someone already, even though he knew about Fatty. Wait a minute. Butch, we've been so wrapped up in figuring out what happened that we forgot the most obvious question. If Morales was already dead when we got here, then who opened the door?
Gentlemen, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but the Havana rum-running trade is currently under new management.
Who the hell are you supposed to be?
I'm the new boss.
Same as the old boss, I'd wager.
Be quiet, Yankee.
Why did you kill Morales?
It was time for a change of the business. He held a monopoly on rum export for far too many years now, not giving others like me a chance to shine. I would say that was rather unfair, wouldn't you?
We came here to make a deal on behalf of Fatty Walsh back in Miami.
Yes, I know this. I'm sorry, but as the new head of the business, I will have to politely decline your offer.
I don't think Fatty will be too pleased by that.
That's not my problem. I have more reputable clients I can deal with. Walsh is nothing to me.
You sure about that, Chico?
Please, put the gun away. There is no need for this nonsense. There will be no deal with Walsh. That is final. Now please, be on your way before I...
What did you do that for?
The asshole deserved it. Now let's get out of here before these Cubans start asking questions.
This is just great. Another assignment gone to pot. You really need to work on that itchy trigger finger of yours, Butch.
Look, I said I was sorry.
Is that what we're supposed to say to Fatty? Sorry, we couldn't make the deal because Butch shot the guy in the face?
Banks, I'm really starting to...
Gentlemen, please. I've heard married couples bigger-less than you two.
Stay out of this, would you?
Fine. If you want to go back to your boss of failure, I will.
What are you talking about?
The man who went in and killed Morales was Rogelio Vargas, the only other major rum runner in town. His takeover attempt has been a long time coming. The other night, Morales told me about his meeting with Fatty Walsh's men. I knew Vargas hated Walsh and would make his move if he knew about the deal. So I tipped him off. Vargas took care of Morales, and you took care of Vargas, as I expected.
So you played us all. But why?
Isn't it obvious? There is now a vacancy in the bootleg rum trade. You can go home and tell your boss I'll be happy to open up a route for him.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Let's go, Butch. I'm starting to see why you and Havana don't get along.
So, we still on for next week, Rosa?
Wouldn't miss it for anything, handsome.
Huh? Fine, I'm coming.